Alright guys, we're going to go through some practice scenarios for you guys, really show you kind of how you can go out there and approach people the right way and how to deal with some objections you guys might get. Really when it comes down to the invite, you're going to notice all me and Brandon do as we run through these practice runs is we just learned how to leverage what we have. Leveraging is one of the most powerful forms that you can use when it comes to the approach. If you can really learn how to leverage in the approach, you will have no problem booking appointments. Remember, the formula is you invite, we present, they decide every single time. When it comes to the approach, make sure you customize it to that person's needs. Let's say, for example, I already previously talked to Brandon. I found out that he was working a job that he disliked, and if he had an opportunity to get out of it, he'd probably take advantage of it. So, for example, if I call Brandon right now, I call Brandon, ring, ring, ring.
Hello.
Hey, Brandon, how you doing, brother? What you up to?
Nothing much, Steve. Just hanging out. What are you doing?
Awesome. Well, actually, I'm on my way to the gym right now. But were you serious the other day when you told me that you were, you disliked your job and that you were looking for some extra money?
Well, yeah. Why?
Hey, well, I think I found something for you. My buddy introduced me to this guy named Bert Green. He's the CEO of a startup company called Veo Elite, started out in Utah, and they're looking for some key people to expand it and launch it out here in the Bay Area. And I remember you were telling me how you wanted to make more money, so when I heard about this, you were one of the first people that came to mind. Would this be something you want to learn more about?
Well, hell yeah, man. What is it?
Awesome. Well, hey, listen, I would love to tell you, but I was asked by Burke, the CEO, not to really go out there and try and explain it because he didn't want me to give out any false information. So for your sake, what if I was able to set up a time in the next day or two where we could sit down and I can introduce you to Burke, and then we can go through everything in about 30 minutes. Would that work for you?
Yeah, sounds good.
What would be a good time and place or what would be a good time and date that would work good for you?
Maybe tomorrow sometime?
Tomorrow around what time? What's your schedule look like
How
tomorrow?
about like 3?
3 p.m. tomorrow?
Yeah.
Perfect. I'll let Burke know, and then I'll see you tomorrow at 3 p.m.
Sounds good.
Perfect. That's how you book an appointment. From there, let your upline know, your mentor, whoever sponsors you in the business, that hey, tomorrow at 3 p.m. we're meeting up with a buddy. And what I did right there is, as I set the stage for my upline, for the person who enrolled me, I made it easy for him. Now when we meet together tomorrow at 3, the person actually wants to learn more about the company. They're excited to be there, and there's really no negativity in the air. Brandon, you want to run through that practice one as well?
Yeah. One thing I want to touch on as well is really the main objection you guys are going to have to learn to get over is, well, what is it? Right? A lot of people, when they're asked that question, they're under a lot of pressure. They don't know how to respond. They end up Veo vomiting on people trying to explain the business. And if you're giving your potential business partner enough information for them to form an opinion, you've said too much, right? So it's all about saying a little bit to a lot of people. But let's run through it one more time. So I'm going to give Steven a ring. Ring, ring, ring.
Hey, what's up, Brandon?
Hey, Steven, what are you doing right now?
Right now, I'm just sitting on my couch, man. What's up?
Well, man, I'm excited. I started with this startup company a couple weeks ago. I teamed up with this guy named Bert Green. He's a multi-millionaire, and we're looking for other people, in the area to help launch it. And dude, I thought about you because how involved you are in the clubs at school, how outgoing you are. And I remember you telling me you were working at the food court, and I honestly think this is something that can help you out.
Really? Well, tell me more about it. I want to learn more about this.
Well, yeah, man. Well, now's not the time. I was asked actually not to give out any details because we don't want to give out any false information. So this is what I can do. It's more of a visual thing, so let's meet up and talk about it for about 30 minutes. When can you meet up and talk?
Honestly, I'm not doing anything later tonight. Do you have 30 minutes tonight?
I could do tonight. What works better for you, 5 or 7?
7 p.m.
7 p.m. I'll put you down. I'll see you then.
All right, perfect.
See ya. So notice on the phone we are urgent, we are excited, we are confident, right? ECU, excited, certain, and urgent. And as long as you keep the invite that simple, then that's 90% of the business. Learn that, teach that, and you'll have a very, very, very successful business and organization. Steven?
Yeah, one more that we want to run through that me and Brandon actually were brainstorming about after one of the events on the drive home. And it's kind of similar in the sense that you're really leveraging, but you're starting it off by saying, hey, listen, I'm not sure if this is something for you or not, or something you'd be interested in, but I recently just got introduced to this guy named Bert Green. He's the CEO of a startup company, and they're looking for some key individuals out here to help launch it in the Bay Area, and you're one of the first people that came to mind. Now, I'm not sure if this is something you'd be interested in or not, but I remember you telling me how you wanted to make more money, and I think this is something that you definitely need to take a look at. From there, you go through the same thing. You book the appointment, you deal with the objection, and when they ask you what is it, listen, I was asked not to give too much information because they don't want me giving any false information, but if this is something you're serious in learning more about, why don't we plan a time where we can meet up for 30 minutes and talk?
Beautiful. Last thing I wanted to mention is when Steven says, look, I don't even know if this is for you or not, and if it's not, that's okay. What that does is it completely releases the pressure on your potential business partner, and that's what you want. You want no pressure, you want to have good intentions, you want to be excited and show them something with the intention of helping them in a positive way. So that's it for me, Steven. If you don't have anything else, we'll see you next video.
That's it for me. Hey, thanks you guys for tuning in, and hopefully we helped you guys with the approach. Remember, 90% of the battle right here in the beginning, the approach.
90%.